But also during the summers, I worked on a tomato farm. I remember working on a tomato farm, and we picked tomatoes, and the people for whom we worked selected me to go and peddle some tomatoes in Mahia, Texas, and I would go and peddle tomatoes off the truck. In fact, I remember being bit by a dog once peddling tomatoes. But I look back and I think about all of that and how my life was shaped by those experiences. And going back to the home building bit, we built our home in Austin, Texas. My dad moved from Austin to Waco. We literally built the home in which we lived. Now, my dad was smart. He would hire some people to do some of the major work, the foundational work. But we literally built the walls, we put the roof on, we did all the inside, and that was a part of the work.
Given that beginning and all that was poured into you, so fast forward a little bit to coming here to the big old big D little A double L A S, and what you found and what it was like for you.
Well, everybody knows the experience I relayed upon my arrival here in Dallas. We lived in a one-room apartment, rooming house on Jordan Street in South Dallas. And I was getting ready to go to SNU out to register. I remember I heard some noise out in the street. I saw people running up to the freeway. And I did not know what was going on. I ran out and joined them and went up to the freeway. And when I got there, I noticed that on some sort of expressway there was a black man lying there on the side of the road, bleeding very profusely, who had been hit by a car. What I noticed was that there were two white ambulance drivers, two white policemen who were there standing around him. They did not move. They were not doing anything. That puzzled me. I asked them why weren't they doing anything. They said to me that they were waiting for the Black and Clark ambulance to come. Well, I did not know at that time, that was 1956, that the Black and Clark Funeral Home was the one that provided ambulance services for black people, most of the services. But while we were there waiting for the Black and Clark Funeral Home to come, that man died. I could look into the eyes of those two white policemen, those two white ambulance drivers. I could see they were bothered. They weren't comfortable. They wanted to do something, but it occurred to me they did not do anything because they were bounded by racism, that ugly disease called racism. I wanted to do anything. I was bound by that same disease. And that was my introduction to Dallas. Years later, I was invited to speak at the graduation exercise of the police academy. The police chief was black. The mayor was black. That was the most inclusive, integrated class, I am told, in the history of Dallas at that particular time. They even had a group of recruits from the Philippines who were part of that class. There were men and women that were gay and straight people who were part of that class, and I spoke to them, and I thought back, in my beginning, what I had seen, and what I was now seeing as a sign of some of the growth. As I look back on my life here in Dallas, I have been a witness to all of the major events that have happened in this city for the last 50 years. I've either been there, I've known people, I've been a part of it, and so I come at this with that kind of background. I know where we have been. I know why we are where we are today. I've seen it. The characters, being in the state legislature, all of my experience, I've just seen it all. And one thing I keep pointing out is that, and I said this the last time I preached at St. Luke, is that it's my observation. We made our most progress. We were able to make a difference at a time when we really were aware of the fact that we needed each other. This is not a solo struggle. It was when we understand that we have to come home to each other. We have to. The problem with diversity is that we sense that we can make it on our own, but how can we have this unity in the midst of the diversity? that exists in the black community as well as in the total community. I mean, how can we understand that we never get to the place where we can move forward without each other? I am Zan Wesley Holmes Jr., and I look forward to sharing the conversation with you on February 27th, 2014.